The massive screen at Earth's Deep Space Monitoring Station lit up with another alert. It was the 8th one this month. Red dots blinked across the star map, showing destroyed planets like fallen chessmen on a cosmic board. In his office at the United Earth Defense Force headquarters, Admiral Thomas Reed studied the latest report. His weathered face showed no emotion, but his fingers tapped steadily on his desk. The pattern was clear now. Whatever was destroying these worlds was moving in a straight line toward Earth. "Show me the quantum analysis," he ordered. The air in front of him flickered as a hologram appeared, displaying complex calculations and probability matrices. Earth's most advanced computers had been working day and night to understand the threat. "Sir," his AI assistant spoke, "we've confirmed it. These aren't random attacks. They're systematic, methodical. Each destroyed planet had signs of developing civilization." Reed stood up and walked to the window. Below him, Washington, D.C. sprawled out, its buildings gleaming in the morning sun. Flying vehicles moved smoothly between the structures, their anti-gravity systems creating slight ripples in the air. To any watching eyes, Earth would look like a moderately advanced civilization. That was exactly how they wanted it to appear. The quantum computer's conclusion flashed on his tablet. 99.87% probability. Hostile alien force approaching Sol system. Estimated arrival: 47 days. Reed pressed a button on his desk. "Call an emergency meeting of the Global Council. Priority level Alpha." Within an hour, the council chamber hummed with activity. Holographic figures of world leaders appeared in their designated seats. Some looked worried, others determined. They all knew this day would come. They had been preparing for it for 300 years. "Ladies and gentlemen," Reed began, his voice steady, "the threat we've been watching for has finally emerged. Our deep space monitors have detected a pattern of planetary destruction moving toward Earth. The quantum computers confirm hostile intent." The president of the African Union leaned forward. "How many worlds?" 23 confirmed destructions in the past 6 months. All developing civilizations, all with technology levels similar to our apparent level. The word apparent hung in the air. Everyone in the chamber knew what it meant. Earth's technological appearance was a carefully crafted illusion, maintained for centuries. "Show them the Titan base footage," Reed commanded. A new hologram appeared in the center of the chamber. It showed massive underground facilities on Saturn's largest moon, where rows of advanced warships stood ready. Similar bases existed throughout the solar system, hidden from prying eyes. The Chinese premier spoke next. "The defense grid." "Fully operational," Reed replied. "All 9 layers are active and undetected. The quantum shields can be deployed in 3.7 seconds. The room fell silent as the implications sank in. Humanity had spent generations preparing for this moment. While they showed the galaxy a face of modest progress, they had built the most formidable defensive network ever conceived. "What about the archive?" someone asked. Reed nodded to his eye, and new images appeared. They showed vast computer cores deep beneath the Pacific Ocean, storing the combined knowledge of every civilization humanity had secretly contacted or saved over the centuries. "We've analyzed their attack patterns," Reed continued. "They think they're approaching a relatively helpless world. They don't know about the quantum shields, the time dilation weapons, or the dimensional anchors. They don't know that we've been ready for them for 3 centuries. The president of the European Union smiled grimly. "Then perhaps it's time we showed them why Earth is different. Why we're still here when so many others fell." Reed picked up his tablet and sent the final authorization code. Throughout the solar system, hidden sensors activated, beginning the detailed analysis of the approaching threat. "Send the alert to all our hidden colonies," he ordered. "Tell them to maintain radio silence but stand ready, and activate Project Guardian." Around the chamber, heads nodded in agreement. Humanity had played the long game, appearing vulnerable while building their strength. They had hidden their true capabilities behind a mask of modest progress. Now, as the threat approached, that mask would serve its final purpose. It would make their enemies overconfident, careless, and when the aliens arrived, expecting an easy conquest, they would instead find humanity waiting, ready, and far more dangerous than they could imagine. The trap was set. All that remained was to wait for their would-be conquerors to spring it. Deep beneath the Egyptian desert, Professor James Wilson brushed sand away from ancient stone tablets. His hands trembled as he revealed the familiar symbols, the same ones found in Mexico, India, and under the Antarctic ice. This wasn't a coincidence anymore. "Dr. Reed," he called to his colleague, "you need to see this." The younger scientist hurried over, her flashlight beam dancing across the underground chamber's walls. "Look at the date mark." The tablet's age made both scientists pause. 47,000 years old, yet it contained warnings about threats from beyond the stars, written in a mathematical language that humanity had only deciphered 50 years ago. Above ground, their quantum communicator beeped. Admiral Reed's face appeared in the hologram. "Professor Wilson, tell me you found something." "More than something, Admiral. We found proof." Wilson held up the tablet. "Our ancestors weren't alone. They were visited, and they left us messages, warnings." The Admiral's expression darkened. "Like the ones we found on Mars." "Exactly like those. But these are older." Wilson pointed his scanner at the symbols. "These tablets tell the same story we've pieced together across Earth. Ancient civilizations knew they were coming. They prepared us." A loud alarm cut through their conversation. Reed's image flickered as he turned to look at something off-screen. "We just lost contact with Research Station Pluto 7. All 40 researchers. Gone." Wilson's blood ran cold. Pluto 7 was their furthest outpost, hidden in the darkness of the Kuiper Belt. "If it was gone." "They're getting closer," Reed said grimly. "Professor, what else do those tablets tell us?" Wilson ran his scanner over the ancient text. "It's a repeating cycle, Admiral. These beings, they test young civilizations. They look for signs of specific technological advancement. When they find a promising species, they attack. But here's the interesting part. Earth was marked as different." "Different how?" "According to these records, Earth was designated as a—" Wilson double-checked the translation. "A keeper of seeds. Our planet was chosen to protect and preserve other civilizations' knowledge." In Washington, Admiral Reed walked to his command center's main screen. It showed the solar system's defense grid, layers of hidden satellites, quantum barriers, and temporal shields. Humanity had built it all following designs found in ancient caches around the world. "Run the test," he ordered. Across the solar system, hidden defense platforms hummed to life. Quantum shields flickered briefly into existence around Earth, Mars, and Venus. Time dilation fields rippled through space. Every system worked perfectly. "Sir," his AI reported, "we're detecting unusual radiation from the Kuiper Belt. The attack on Pluto 7. It matches the energy signatures from those ancient records." Reed nodded slowly. Their ancestors had predicted this. They had left humanity the tools, the warnings, and the responsibility to stand against this threat. For millennia, Earth had played its role perfectly, appearing as just another developing world, while secretly building its strength. Back in Egypt, Wilson discovered something else in the chamber. "Admiral, there's more. These beings, they follow a pattern. They send scouts first, then testing strikes, then their main fleet. But look at this." He highlighted a section of symbols. Every civilization they destroyed had something in common. They revealed their true strength too early. "And that's why we hide." Reed finished the thought. "Why we maintain the illusion of being less advanced than we are." "Exactly. The tablets say Earth was chosen because of human nature, our ability to plan, to deceive when necessary, to play the long game." Above Earth, satellites tracked the approaching force. It was massive, but humanity was ready. Their hidden fleets waited in dimensional pockets throughout the solar system. Their quantum computers ran battle simulations constantly. Every piece was in place. "Professor," Reed said quietly, "how many civilizations do the tablets say these beings have destroyed?" Wilson's answer was solemn. "Thousands, but they've never faced a civilization that was truly ready for them. Never encountered a world that spent 47,000 years preparing for their arrival." As if to emphasize his words, another alarm sounded. The unknown force had reached Saturn's orbit. The final test was about to begin, and humanity was more than ready to pass it. The alien fleet emerged from light speed near Jupiter's orbit. 500 ships, each larger than Earth's largest cities, arranged in perfect attack formation. Their black hulls absorbed all light, making them look like holes cut into space itself. In the United Earth Defense Force Command Center, Admiral Reed watched them approach. His face remained calm as the first transmission arrived. The alien message boomed through every speaker on Earth. "Primitive species of SOL3. Your world HAs BEENC chosen for harvest. Subivanite in and receive a mayor fuel end. Resist. And face extinct." Reed smiled slightly. He pressed a button on his command console and spoke clearly. "Unknown fleet approaching Earth. This is Admiral Thomas Reed of the United Earth Defense Force. We've been expecting you." There was a long pause. The alien ships slowed their approach. A different voice replied, this one less confident. "Your species has no significant space presence. Your technology is primitive. You cannot have expected us." Reed nodded to his AI assistant. "Send them file Alpha 1. Across Earth's surface, hidden quantum transmitters activated. They sent a single data packet to the alien fleet. It contained detailed scans of every ship in their formation, complete technical readouts of their weapons, and the exact location of each vessel's weak points. The aliens' response was immediate. "Impossible. How did you acquire this data?" "The same way we acquired this," Reed replied, and sent another packet. This one showed the aliens' home world, their colony planets, and their species' complete military capabilities. "We've known about you for a very long time." In the command center, holographic screens show the alien fleet's formation breaking apart as they try to adopt a defensive position. Their stealth systems activated, systems that should have made them invisible to any known detection method. "Your stealth technology won't help," Reed continued. "We can still see you. We can always see you. Would you like to know why?" The alien commander's voice had lost its artificial boom. "What are you?" Reed stood up and walked to the main viewing screen. "We are humanity. We are the guardians you never noticed, the watchers you never detected. For centuries, we've studied your attacks on other worlds. We learned your patterns. We prepared." "Lies. Your world shows no signs of advanced technology." "Exactly." Reed's voice was calm. "That was the point. While you watched our visible technology, our real advances remained hidden. Those primitive satellites in orbit, decoys, those basic space stations, theater. The real Earth is something very different." As if on cue, quantum shields flickered into view around the planet. Hidden defense platforms emerged from dimensional pockets throughout the solar system. Earth's true fleet appeared, ships of sleek, advanced design that made the alien vessels look primitive in comparison. The alien commander spoke again, their voice now holding a note of fear. "This is impossible. We scanned your world for centuries." "Yes," Reed agreed. "You saw exactly what we wanted you to see. A developing civilization, seemingly defenseless. The perfect target, just like all the others you've destroyed." Professor Wilson's voice came through on a private channel. "Admiral, the quantum computers predict they'll try to retreat in the next 30 seconds." Reed nodded. "One more thing before you try to run," he said to the aliens. "Those worlds you destroyed, we saved many of them, evacuated their people before you arrived. Their knowledge, their cultures, their species, they live on. Earth protects them all. The alien fleet began to turn, their engines powering up for faster-than-light travel. But they found themselves trapped in a quantum containment field that had been there, invisible, since before they arrived. "We're not primitive," Reed continued. "We're not defenseless. And we're not alone. This is humanity's warning to you and any others who would threaten peaceful worlds. We're ready. We're waiting. And we're far more dangerous than you could imagine." The alien ships hung motionless in space, trapped between Earth's revealed fleet and the quantum barrier behind them. Their commander's next words were quiet, almost a whisper. "What are your terms?" Reed's reply was firm. "You're about to learn why Earth was chosen to protect this sector of space. Prepare to be boarded. Your harvest days are over." The alien fleet hung trapped in Earth's quantum field, like flies in amber. But Admiral Reed knew better than to think the battle was over. 3 centuries of studying their tactics had taught humanity one thing. The aliens always had backup plans. "Sir," his AI assistant spoke up, "they're trying to access our computer networks." Reed nodded calmly. "Let them in." The alien commander's voice came through again, confident once more. "Your overconfidence will be your downfall. Our cyber warriors are the best in the galaxy." On the main screen, Reed watched as alien code poured into Earth's systems. But these weren't Earth's real networks. They were a trap, a maze designed specifically for this moment. The aliens would find exactly what humanity wanted them to find. "Admiral," the AI reported, "they've taken control of the defense grid." "Have they?" Reed smiled. "Show them what they've won." Across the solar system, the defense grid's holographic projectors activated. The aliens saw Earth's defenses shutting down, saw the quantum barriers failing. They thought they had won. Their ships surged forward, weapons charging. Then the true defense grid revealed itself. Hidden quantum computers had predicted this exact scenario centuries ago. Every move the aliens made had been calculated, planned for, and countered before their ancestors were born. The fake defense grid vanished, revealing layers of weaponry that made their previous glimpse of Earth's power seem primitive. "Did you really think," Reed spoke to the alien commander, "that we would let you access our real systems? Everything you've seen has been a carefully crafted illusion." The alien ships tried to retreat, but found themselves caught in a temporal net. Time itself fought against their engines. Their weapons fired directly into mirror dimensions that sent the energy back at them. "Your psychological warfare won't work either," Reed continued as the alien fleet's communication systems tried to broadcast fear-inducing signals. "We've been studying your species' mental attack patterns for generations. Our people are immune." In the command center, Professor Wilson rushed in with new data. "Admiral, they're trying to contact their homeworld for reinforcements." "Good." Reed pressed a series of commands on his console. "Let's show them why that's a mistake." The space around the alien fleet rippled. Quantum gates opened, revealing Earth's hidden colonies throughout the galaxy. Dozens of worlds, all protected by the same advanced technology, all prepared for this moment. "You see," Reed explained to the increasingly desperate alien commander, "Earth isn't alone. Those primitive colonies you've been watching. More theater. Our real settlements are everywhere, hidden in plain sight, just like everything else about us." The alien ships launched their fighter craft. Thousands of small, deadly vessels designed to overwhelm planetary defenses. They spiraled toward Earth in attack formation. Reed didn't even bother giving orders. The automated defense systems had anticipated this. Quantum fields shifted, redirecting the fighters into pocket dimensions where they found themselves flying in endless loops, burning fuel but going nowhere. "Your species prides itself on being the galaxy's greatest hunters," Reed said, "but you never stop to consider that you might not be at the top of the food chain. That somewhere, sometime, you would find prey that had evolved into something far more dangerous than the hunter." The alien commander's voice had lost all its artificial strength. "What are you?" "We are humanity. We are what happens when a species spends millennia preparing for this exact moment. We are what happens when you push evolution toward paranoia, preparation, and protection. Earth's quantum computers predicted the aliens' next move, a desperate attempt to self-destruct their ships and take as much of humanity with them as possible. But even this had been planned for. Time stopped around their ships. Not slowed, stopped. Their countdown froze at exactly the moment humanity's computers had predicted it would. Check, Reed said quietly. Would you like to see what mate looks like, or are you ready to understand your new place in the galaxy? The aliens' response came slowly, their pride crumbling in the face of such complete defeat. We wish to understand. Reed nodded to his staff. Begin the education protocol. It's time they learned why Earth was chosen as the galaxy's guardian, and why we're the last species any invader should have challenged. The alien commander stood in Earth's central command chamber, surrounded by technology that made their most advanced systems look like children's toys. Their 4 eyes blinked rapidly, trying to process what they were seeing. It's time you understood the truth, Admiral Reed said, gesturing to the massive holographic display filling the room. Professor Wilson, show them. The display lit up with images of thousands of worlds. Each one had been saved by humanity, their people rescued just before destruction. Some dated back centuries. Impossible, the alien commander whispered. The energy required to save so many. Impossible with your technology, Professor Wilson corrected. He pointed to a strange device in the corner of the room. That single quantum core contains more power than your entire fleet. We built the first one 300 years ago. Reed touched a control panel, and the room's walls became transparent. Below them spread an underground city that stretched for miles. Ships of advanced design were being built in massive hangars. Weapons that defy the aliens' understanding of physics were tested in shielded chambers. This is just one facility, Reed explained. We have hundreds like it, hidden throughout Earth and other worlds. Your sensors never detected them because they exist partially in other dimensions. The alien commander's pride finally broke. How? Your world shows no signs of such advancement. We watched you for centuries. Yes, Wilson said, stepping forward. You watched our surface civilization. Our cars, our primitive rockets, our simple satellites. All of it carefully maintained to hide what's beneath. He smiled. Did you never wonder why humans seem to love fiction about hidden advanced civilizations? We've been telling ourselves our own story for generations. The display changed to show Earth's quantum defense network. It wasn't just a shield. It was a vast web of interconnected systems that could reshape space and time itself. Your species prides itself on being ancient, Reed continued. You've existed for, 50,000 years. We found evidence that humans were preparing for this moment over 47,000 years ago. Our ancestors knew you were coming. They left us the tools, the knowledge, and the warning. A new image appeared, an ancient stone tablet covered in mathematical equations that looked impossibly advanced. This was humanity's first warning, Wilson explained, left by those who chose Earth to be the guardian of this sector of space. They saw something in us, our ability to plan, to hide, to prepare. While other species evolved toward pure technological advancement, we evolved toward protection and preparation. The alien commander stared at the tablet. The predecessors, they chose you. Now you begin to understand. Reed nodded. Earth isn't just another world. We're the wall you were never meant to break through. The shield protecting thousands of developing civilizations. The display showed more hidden human worlds, each one a fortress of advanced technology, disguised as a primitive colony. Your sensor readings of Earth were wrong, Wilson added. Those weren't cities you saw. They were the tips of massive underground complexes. Those weren't simple communication satellites. They were nodes in a quantum network that spans the galaxy. Reed turned to face the alien commander directly. Every primitive-looking human settlement you've seen is the same. We hide our true power because that's what we do best. We're not just guardians. We're humanity. We turned hiding our strength into an art form. The alien's voice trembled. How many worlds do you protect? All of them, Reed answered simply. Every world you thought was defenseless has been under our protection. Those you managed to attack, we evacuated their people first. They live among us now, helping us protect others. The chamber's lights dimmed as one final image appeared. A map showing humanity's true sphere of influence. It covered nearly a quarter of the galaxy. This is humanity's final revelation to your species, Reed said firmly. We are not primitive. We are not weak. We are the shield that guards the realms of life, and we have been ready for you for a very, very long time. The alien commander looked at their once mighty fleet, now held helpless in Earth's quantum field, and understood at last why the ancient warnings all said the same thing. Approach Earth at your own peril. The alien fleet tried one last, desperate move. Their remaining ships activated their emergency jump drives, attempting to tear holes in spacetime to escape. The energy readings from their engines reached impossible levels. Admiral Reed didn't even flinch. Let them try, he said to his crew. Show them why that's a mistake. As the alien ships attempted to jump away, they found themselves emerging exactly where they started. Again and again, they tried. Each time, they returned to the same spot, held firmly in Earth's grasp. Quantum loop technology, Professor Wilson explained to the alien commander, who still stood in the command center. We developed it after studying the remains of one of your failed attacks 2 centuries ago. Your ships can't escape because they're not really moving at all. The alien commander's shoulders slumped. Our weapons don't work. Our shields fail. Our fastest ships can't escape. What are you? Reed walked to the main display, where the alien fleet's futile escape attempts continued. We are what happens when a species spends millennia preparing for one moment, when they dedicate their entire civilization to being ready for a single threat. The display changed to show dozens of previous alien invasion attempts. All failed, all quietly defeated by humanity's hidden defenses. Some dated back hundreds of years. Your people weren't the first to try, Wilson added. Every time someone attacked, we learned, adapted, grew stronger, but we never showed our true strength. We kept playing the role of a developing world. Reed pressed a button, and the quantum field holding the alien fleet changed color. Their ships stopped their escape attempts as their power systems slowly shut down. Your weapons can't hurt us because we developed perfect defenses against them generations ago, Reed explained. Your shields fail because we designed the weapons that strike them specifically to bypass your technology. There's nothing you have that we haven't planned for. The alien commander moved closer to the display, watching their mighty fleet hanging helpless in space. Why show us this now? Why not just destroy us? Because that's not what we do, Wilson answered. Humanity wasn't chosen to be destroyers. We were chosen to be guardians, protectors. Now, you get to make a choice. Reed nodded to his AI assistant, and a new image appeared. A detailed map of trading routes, peaceful colonies, and protected worlds throughout the galaxy. You can join us, Reed said simply. Your people can learn to be something more than destroyers. Your technology turned to protection instead of destruction. Your knowledge used to help developing worlds instead of harvesting them. The alien commander's 4 eyes widened. You would trust us after we tried to destroy you. Trust has nothing to do with it. Reed smiled. We've already disabled your weapons permanently. Your ships can never be used for attacks again. They can, however, be remarkably efficient rescue vessels. Wilson stepped forward with a data tablet. Your people have skills we can use, knowledge we can learn from. But from now on, you'll use those skills to protect, not destroy. Outside the command center's windows, Earth's true face began to show itself. Massive city ships rose from beneath the oceans. Hidden bases emerged from mountain ranges. The planet's entire surface seemed to shift as humanity's real civilization revealed itself. This is what you tried to destroy, Reed said quietly. Not a developing world, but the most advanced civilization in this sector of space. The guardian of 1,000 species, the shield that protects the weak until they grow strong. The alien commander looked at their fleet, then at Earth's revealed power, and made their decision. We understand now. We accept your terms. Reed nodded, satisfied. Good. Professor Wilson will begin your education. You'll learn why Earth was chosen, why we hide our strength, and why we're so good at protecting others. As Wilson led the alien commander away, Reed turned back to the main display. Across the galaxy, other alien species would learn of this encounter. They would finally understand why Earth had been marked with that ancient warning. This world is protected. Approach with caution. They are not prey. They are the guardians. 1 month after the failed invasion, the galaxy had changed. News spread quickly through the advanced civilizations. Earth was not what it seemed. The quiet, seemingly developing world that had existed on the edges of galactic politics was finally revealing its true nature. Admiral Reed stood in the newly revealed Global Council chamber, watching as representatives from 100 alien species took their seats. Some came from worlds that humanity had secretly protected for centuries. Others were former enemies, now allies. All of them were here to understand the new order. Welcome to Earth, Reed began, his voice carrying across the vast chamber. For millennia, we've hidden in plain sight. Today, that changes. Today, you learn why. The chamber's walls became transparent, showing the transformed Earth below. The planet now openly displayed its advanced technology. Cities floated in the sky, ships moved between dimensions, and quantum fields shimmered visibly around the planet. Some of you know us as saviors, Reed continued. We evacuated your people before disasters struck. Others know us as the shadow that stopped your weapons. All of you will now know us as we truly are, the guardians of this galaxy's future. Professor Wilson stepped forward, activating a holographic display that filled the chamber center. It showed thousands of developing worlds, each protected by humanity's hidden technology. Our mission was never conquest, Wilson explained. We were chosen to protect, to preserve, to guard. While some species sought to destroy emerging civilizations, we helped them grow. While others harvested worlds, we saved them. The former alien commander, now Earth's ambassador to their people, stood to speak. My species thought we were the most powerful force in the galaxy. We were wrong. Earth showed us a different path, not through destruction, but through protection. Reed nodded. This is humanity's true face. We're not warriors who became guardians. We're guardians who learned to fight only when necessary. Our technology, our strategies, our entire civilization, all of it developed for one purpose: to protect life in all its forms. The chamber's display shifted to show Earth's hidden colonies throughout the galaxy. Each one was a fortress of advanced technology, disguised as a primitive settlement. Each one protected dozens of developing worlds. From this day forward, Reed announced, there will be new rules in this sector of space. No more harvesting of developing worlds. No more destruction of emerging civilizations. Any species that wishes to join us in protecting others is welcome. Those who choose to continue attacking weaker worlds will face humanity's full strength. Wilson touched a control panel, and the display showed the ancient warning symbols found on Earth millennia ago. We were chosen for this role because of what makes us human: our ability to plan, to hide, to protect. We turned our entire civilization into a shield for others, and we did it so well that none of you ever noticed. The chamber fell silent as the implications sank in. Humanity hadn't just hidden its strength, it had created a vast network of protection that spanned the galaxy. Every seemingly primitive human settlement was a guardian post. Every simple colony was a fortress. To those who would threaten peace, Reed's voice grew firm. Know this. We are watching. We have always been watching. Earth is not alone. We are everywhere, hidden in plain sight, ready to defend those who cannot defend themselves. The alien representatives rose to their feet, one by one, understanding at last the new reality of their galaxy. The quiet species they had ignored or underestimated for so long was actually its most powerful protector. This is humanity's final warning to the galaxy, Reed concluded. We are not hiding anymore. We are not pretending to be weak. We are Earth's children, chosen by ancient guardians to protect this galaxy's future. We're ready, we're waiting, and we will not fail in our duty. As the chamber erupted in discussion, Reed looked out at the transformed Earth below. After millennia of hiding, humanity had finally shown its true face to the galaxy. They were no longer the hidden guardians, but the revealed protectors of all life. The age of secrecy was over. The age of open protection had begun, and any species that dared to threaten peace would learn why Earth's ancient warning remained true. We're watching, we're ready, and we're waiting.